Welcome to the Believe You Can Paint channel. Today we're going to talk about terrain. Kind of. This is fairy garden terrain that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I don't really know anything about fairy gardens other than sometimes they make some cool stuff for tabletop. These are like plaster mold. They have horrific paint jobs. I mean, come on, look at that bee. Yeah, terrible. They also do not have very good quality. You'll see this one stands up fine. Not so much on this one. Check out this silver stuff that they're cooking in this pot. Yeah, so not great. But this was $1. And this was $1, and all of this was like $1. So maybe I got $3 in terrain here. And I was thinking these would look really cool if we converted them into some forest, temple, or goblin themed stuff. So that's what we're going to do today. First, let's go wash this stuff up. Okay. So we've got us some warm soapy water, some clean water, and a towel, and a toothbrush. I'm just going to clean these off because who knows what kind of paint is on these, like chemicals. They probably don't have mold release. They're like a plaster that's been poured into a mold. So I don't think there'd be anything like that. But who knows what chemicals are on these? They probably from China and been shipped, and who knows what else. So we'll just clean those up, lay them out to dry. All right, we'll let those dry. All right, now that we're all cleaned up, first we need to fix this thing. If you can see, the base is all crooked. So this one has a good base. We just have a really bad cut, either from the mold or I don't know if it was maybe removed. It kind of looks like it's from the mold, so that's not gonna fly. So we need to fix it, and we're gonna fix it Black Magic Craft style. All right, so we're just gonna take our hot glue gun, and we're gonna take our piece that doesn't wanna stand up, and we're gonna put some hot glue on the base, and some hot glue on the base. We'll start like this, and let's do a bead across here. Okay, and now we're gonna put that onto some parchment paper, and we're going to kind of smash it down. Let that cool for just a second, harden. There we go, we're looking better. Now I want this to be really stable, so I'm just going to add a little bit extra here. there we go. I think we're good. So good base, it applies grip to whatever you're setting it on so it won't slide. You can do that on anything. Again, that's what I call the Black Magic Craft style. If you haven't checked out Black Magic Craft on YouTube, you totally should. It's a great channel. Jeremy is awesome. I'm not sponsored by them or associated with his channel at all. I just approve. So check it out. It's actually one of my linked channels down at the bottom of my page, and I highly suggest you go check it out. All right, let's move along. Okay, so now we could just go paint these guys, prime them, paint them up. They'd probably look fine. But I want to give a little bit more of the swamp vibe and a little more of the fantasy vibe. And so what I think I want to do is I want to take this piece and I want to take this piece and I want to add something to these flowers to make them look a little less nice, we'll say. So let's see what we can come up with. I think for this I'm going to go with green stuff. I'm going to break some rules with the green stuff. I'm just going to use my $1 or however much they were cheapy sculpting tools. So this is just kind of a rubber tip. I've got a couple sharp tools that we'll use to try to get this to happen. And the rule I'm going to break is I'm not going to mess with cutting out this piece here. So there could be some hardened material in there. I've never really had a problem with it. But if you're trying to do something really nice that's not Dollar Tree fairy terrain, you might trim this edge out right here so that you're working with completely malleable material. There could be a hard part in there. The other cardinal rule that I'm going to break with this green stuff is I'm not going to wear gloves, and if I need to touch it, I'm just going to touch it. So if you're the kind of person that that's going to bother, you might want to skip ahead. Otherwise, let's get right into it. I suppose I should say the reason you don't want to touch it is because you will get fingerprints in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just work it with my hands, and then I'm going to use some water to work those textures out as needed. I've got no clue how much I need, but I know roughly what I'm thinking about making first, and I think this might be good. So let's start here. I really hate this stuff. Once I use up that bit, I'm going to switch to milliput, I think. I like how fast this stuff hardens. I like that you can just shove it into the model without worrying about it becoming disconnected, but I do not like that it's not workable. It doesn't have a long workable period, and it's just kind of sticky and kind of sucks to use, honestly. One trick, a little bit of water goes a long way. So just dip your fingers in. That'll get rid of some of that tackiness, make it a little bit easier to work. I have another video called I Fixed the Derp, where Yog Sothoth got his face fixed with some green stuff. And you can see I kind of did the same technique, but that was a little nicer piece, so I didn't put my fingerprints all through it like this. All right, so I think I know what I want this to be, so I'm just going to kind of roll it up. Oh, I lost it. It's fine. We're going to roll it up. I want to kind of get like a football shape going, and I think you guys will see pretty quick what I got going here. I'm just kind of cramming it in there so it's got some good grip. I might put a little super glue on this to firm it up. You can see right here, I think I've got a piece of that hard center line in there. Maybe I made a mistake. We'll know here in a moment. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, let's start working some of this. You can see how good these tools are. I highly suggest getting you some rubber tipped sculpting tools. Just pushing against green stuff, most of the texture comes out. Super easy to work with. You can use just a little bit of water on them. Makes it even easier. Here's where we're gonna get crazy. Yeah, you knew that's where I was going, didn't you? Let's get one of these small ones. This is like a round tip. It'd help if you could see that. And I'm just gonna work this back. So I'm gonna make him a tongue too, I think. And we need a place for that to go. I've not made a ton of monsters, but I've found when you're making monsters and making things that don't really have reference, a couple tricks that work. One of those tricks is making holes. Holes are creepy. People don't like holes on creatures. All right, so I'm gonna curl his mouth up a little bit, like so. All right, now we're just gonna roll this along the edges. Try to take out some of that texture. We don't want anybody getting my fingerprints. I'm gonna open this up a little more. We're gonna curl this up a little more. I wanna kind of give him a beak. I like the snarl that we got going here. We'll keep with that. A little bit too much here, maybe. I'm gonna keep him kind of pointy. And then I'm gonna try to make sure we don't have a seam. So I'm gonna just push the edges into the model. I have no idea what kind of adhesion we're gonna get to this material. So far it seems like it's okay. Just try to fix this spot right here. I'm just pulling his upper part of his mouth a little bit to try to stretch it. Too much snarl here. If you can't tell, I'm not a sculptor. Again, this is only just a few times I've done this, but I'll never be a sculptor if I don't try sculpting at least once or twice, or for me, maybe 50 times to find out that I'm not a sculptor. And that's okay too. That looks pretty awesome so far. I think what I'm going to do next is let's see if we can give him kind of some jagged teeth looking deals here. There we go. He's getting toothy. Still some fingerprints here. Let's just smooth those out. Yeah. I said I wasn't going to worry about fingerprints, and here I am talking about them a bunch. All right, let's smooth this out. Again, a little bit of water goes a long way when working with green stuff. Let's get these edges tidied up. I'm going to try to pull that detail, what little detail we do have. I'm going to try to put that back in. Right here along the edges. There we go. Oh yeah. I think that's all right. Well, we know what he needs now. Not that much green stuff, first of all. Let's try a lot less. This stuff's kind of hard to measure. Blue's tacky, yellow's hard. I'm gonna do what I said I wasn't doing. I'm gonna take this little hard spot out. That's not gonna fly in this little bitty piece. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can get this in here without ruining it. I'm gonna use the wrong tool. Okay. I'm gonna use the right tool. All right, I'm gonna not let this curl on itself. We're free. Okay. Let's see if we can get this attached. I want to get it all the way back in there, so I got a lot of surface. It's awfully big for a plant tongue, right? Guess what? I don't have any reference for a plant tongue, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, let's use our round tool if we have it. Here we go, our round tool. All right, so I'm gonna bring it down. So we got, again, lots of surface. I'm gonna try to not get rid of my texture too much. And then we need a good curl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That guy looks pretty solid. All right, now we're just gonna go through and add some texture to the underneath of his tongue. Not a ton. I'm so lightly touching it, so lightly. All right, now I'm gonna push up just a little here. I don't want this tip breaking off. There we go. That is sick. All right, I'm gonna stop here and think about tentacles, and then we'll see what happens next. Well, I said I was gonna think about it, and I did. Tentacles always win. Always. Response